Hi everyone, so today I wanted to talk to you about OCD forums and OCD support groups. In my opinion, and again, this is only my opinion, but it's based on everything I have seen and the forums and support groups that I have seen, right? So basically, based on that, I can say that all of them kind of become reassurance at one point or another because if you get a bunch of people in the room, either virtually or in the real place, they'll start to feel bad and they'll try to make you feel better. Unless there's somebody leading that group who will kind of stop that reassurance right there and will change the topic of conversation to a productive recovery rather than reassurance based. Let's say to this person that nothing is real and that everything is okay and let them feel better. um, but most of the time, it just becomes everybody tries to say their problems and everybody tries to make each other feel better. Same goes on the forum. Now, I find too that when the person goes to this group, they want to feel better right away. So they are looking for that reassurance. So when they say in details their problem and specifically talking about it in very, very specific details, then they're getting into the depth of a fake problem that is OCD. So if they get in the depth of it, then other people are getting in the depth of it, and other people listen to it, and they say, "Well, that's not realistic." So the person is getting reassurance. So I would say that unless you are very kind of sure of the group that you're joining, don't bother because all you're going to do is really make your OCD worse. To be honest with you, all you need to do is do the right things within yourself, such as not doing the reassurance, not doing the checking, not analyzing, not avoiding. And nobody really can help you with that better than you can help yourself. Now, there is something said for understanding the methods of how OCD works and understanding the pattern. But if you want just straight support, you have to make sure you're finding it from a source that really understands OCD and the harm of reassurance, and that it's all really based on reassurance. Otherwise, I mean, you might just feel worse. And that's another thing too, is that if you go to these places and whether online or for real, and you don't feel better, you actually are feeling worse, or you feel like you are dependent on them, where you feel bad, you're like, oh, it's almost Friday, I'm almost there, I get to go to this place, right? um, then that's not a good thing either, because you want to make sure that they're supporting you in your recovery, not that they're your whole world. And the other thing too, as I would say that, especially in the beginning, I find that the person needs a lot of support, and by support I mean a lot of the times somebody needs to tell the person, this is reassurance. You better stop this right now before it gets worse. And be in their ear, kind of like that all the time. And I don't really see the like the goodness that going to a meeting will do once a week, because your OCD is not once a week. Your OCD is all the time. So it would be best if somebody in your close surrounding can be there all the time and say, hey, don't do that. In a lot of ways, I find OCD recovery is the same as like an addiction recovery, because you are addicted to the reassurance. You're addicted for a different way. In a regular addiction situation, the person is addicted to the feeling of good. With OCD, you are trying to get over the feeling of bad by doing the reassurance. So it's a different premise, but the strong need to do that is the exact same. So just like like people who are in addiction counseling, they usually have a partner or a sponsor who they can call when they're feeling bad. Um, that also works very well with OCD, but you just have to make sure that whoever that person is, that they know what to say. That they know to say, "Hey, stop the reassurance. You need to stop. Go outside, switch your focus, do something else, and just divert your attention." That way. And if you find that person, that's great. That's what you need. And then after a while of doing that, then you won't need them, and you can just do that by yourself. Like you can pull yourself together and get yourself back on the right track without anybody else's help. But when it comes to the forums and the once a week help or whatever, I don't find it to be very, very productive. you know. Now, many people will ask, well, you do the recovery program and you have a package that's once a week, which I do. I have a package that's once a week talk, and then I have an unlimited package. But the difference with me is I am always an email away. So yes, it is once a week that we're talking, but when the person has hard time, they can message me and I can instantly give them an answer. So, and I also do like a chatting through Skype with my clients that they'll message me and I'll reply to them pretty much right away. So that makes a huge difference because when they're feeling bad and they're like, Ali, I don't know what to do, this is not good, I can reply to them and get them back on the right track. It's still up to them to get there, but the support is there, and I feel that that's very, very important. And then once a week, what we do is it's more of going over the disorder in general and how OCD works and trying to get the person to see the patterns of OCD, such as they see that, okay, if I seek the reassurance the day before, today I'm going to feel worse. Or, oh, I'm feeling better today. That means I didn't do the reassurance the day before. I didn't avoid the day before. So I told my mind the day before that everything is great, and now I'm reaping the rewards of it. OCD is very simplistic. And once you understand the patterns, you become very well equipped to deal with it and to beat it, you know? And after that, it is just support, but just, you just have to make sure that the right person is supporting you, because honestly, there's not a lot of people out there. And, this is kind of my plea to everybody who's listening to this is that once you get over OCD, please, please, please help somebody else get over it. Even go on the forums like once you recovered and give help to somebody who needs it, because honestly, you know how much you're suffering and there's so many other people who are suffering, and I can't possibly help them all. And my series here on YouTube, as well as everywhere else pretty much, that like the ebooks and all that stuff, is to make sure that you become as much of an expert at OCD as I am, so you can help other people, because this OCD stuff, you can get over it. It's just that you need to know the right patterns, and then it becomes easy. So I just, I hope that, once you get over OCD, you don't just kind of put it behind you and move on, but rather try to do something and make a positive out of the negative experience. Anyways, that was the video. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you in the next one. If you want to email me privately, you can email me at info@youhaveocd.com, or you can visit youhaveocd.com for more information on the products I have available and the recovery program. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.